Hey party people, this is Zach from visionswell.com, products and principles for a simple, serene life. If you haven't seen my last video, please check it out because there is currently a giveaway going on with Maxpedition where you can win a Falcon 2 backpack as well as a mini pocket organizer. So yeah, if you want to click the link above and check out that video, it'll show you how to enter the contest and all the rules that apply, no purchase necessary, and you could be entered to win those two things. Today, we're going to look at some awesome tech gadgets from my personal collection that I want to showcase here and explain each of them individually. These I would consider some essential items that I'm always reaching for, whether I'm camping, I'm traveling, or I'm just around at home. So let's take a look at each of these. First up, you have the TrustFire TC50 Camping Reading Flashlight. TrustFire is a flashlight brand I wasn't familiar with until recently, and I've done some reviews in the past on some of their flashlights if you want to check my old videos. But this is a nice, heavy, made from aluminum flashlight that has a multitude of uses. I really like the copper colored accents around the on button, around the top of it. And like I said, this thing is really heavy, so technically you could use this as a self-defense device. The way that it's shaped on the top, you could plonk someone on the head. I don't know that you'd want to do that, but in a pinch, you may need to. There's some nice knurling on the handle here, so it makes it really grippy. It feels really good in the hand. It feels super heavy and super durable. On the bottom of it, it's also magnetic, so this will stick to anything metal. And there's also an attachment point for tripods, or if you needed a flashlight extender of any kind, I think it's compatible with most of those. So this would be great if you needed to stick it to the hood of your car, stick it to the refrigerator, stick it to a metal part of a desk. Essentially, the switch has 3 positions. This is off. The middle one gives you this cool lantern mode. So if you click single through this white lantern light, you can see that it has all these different lumen levels. And then if you hold it for 2 seconds, it'll switch to another mode. This is the red light mode. And this has a number of different lumen levels, but also has some differently cadenced flashing lights, which can be great as a signal light. And it has 3 different cadence levels. They also claim that this will drive away bugs, animals, and insects when you're camping. I haven't tested this myself, but if that actually works, that would be pretty cool. If you hold for 2 seconds again, you can switch it to the UV light. So UV light you can use to find things you've dropped, or if you have stains on shirts or blankets or whatever. And this one also has multiple levels of light and then also multiple cadences of flashing light. So depending on what you want to signal, where you are, who you want to signal, what you need that for, you have 3 different options for lanterns, and then the red and blue option if you need signal lights. Then if you go into the topmost switch position, you can see there is a nice flashlight, and this one has a variety of modes. So you can click through the different lumen levels for this flashlight, and it's super bright. And if you hold this button, you can switch between the external lights around the spotlight, just the spotlight, or the external lights and the spotlight. And you can switch between multiple levels of lumens here, depending on what you might need in your situation. And then if you hold this for 3 seconds, it turns into a strobe effect, which can also be used for signaling. I think honestly, as a flashlight, it has a lot of different uses. And I think for camping, this thing is perfect. Or if you need it in your child's bedroom for a reading light, or your own bedroom or office, put it to the middle mode. You could easily sit this on a camping table, on a desk, anywhere next to your bed on a bedside table, and you have a little bit of ambient light next to you, and you can switch through the different lumen levels depending on how much light you need. So this is really great for a camping trip, or if I just needed it in my office and I don't feel like turning on all the overhead lights, but I just need to find something on my desk, I have a little ambient light to use that for. And see, it has nice magnetic capabilities as well on the end. Next up, I have the Anker MagGo 3-in-1 15-watt charging station. And instead of having to bring multiple cables with you, if you want to charge your phone, your AirPods, as well as your Apple Watch, you can do it all in one. So yeah, this guy's a little bit thick, but it's still much smaller than bringing 3 separate chargers and jamming them into a bag. It's pretty compact. And if you're at a hotel or you're at any kind of Airbnb or accommodation, you can just unfold this. And there you go. You have MagSafe charging for your phone on the front. You can stick your phone right on there and either watch movies in a vertical or horizontal position while your phone charges. And then you have this little platform on the back where you can charge your AirPods. So those can just sit on there. And then this little guy flips out from the bottom and you can charge your Apple Watch. So I don't always travel with this because it's a little bit bulkier than what I need, but I always keep this on my desk at home because it's a great place to put my phone. If I want to watch stuff or listen to podcasts while I'm working, I can put that on. I have my Apple Watch right there. I don't have AirPods myself, but if I did, I would definitely use this little platform too. But yeah, I love Anker as a brand, and this MagGo 3-in-1 15-watt charging station is a great option either for travel or just as a little desk buddy. Next up, I have this Anker 100-watt GaN charger. And if you don't know about GaN, it's just a much faster, better charging technology, and it allows you to fit better charging into a smaller thing. So instead of having this giant extra brick on the side, it can fit into this little circuit board that's in here. It has a nice little flip out plug adapter, which keeps it pretty compact. Yeah, it's heavy, but it's small for the most part. It has 100 watts of charging, so this could charge a laptop, a tablet, a phone, your headphones, the gaming consoles, anything like that. So I like that it has 2 USB-C and 1 USB-A port. It gives fast charging, and it gives you a lot of options. This always lives in my travel bag. Whether it is in a tech pouch, a sling, or just in the bag itself, I always have this charger because this is what I use in hotels and accommodations when I want to plug in multiple devices for charging. Again, Anker's a great brand. This is an awesome GaN charger, well worth the money. Next up, I have the Anker MagGo 5000 milliamp hour portable charger. This is a great portable charger. This is what I use as my emergency charger when I'm going out for the night and I want to make sure I can charge my phone in case I need to call for an emergency or I need to call an Uber or Lyft or something. Stick this to the back of my phone or just throw this in my back pocket and stick it to my phone if my phone is low. It has MagSafe charging on the front here, and then it also has a separate port here where you can refill the battery via USB-C, but you can also charge via this port because it's two-way. I often charge via this port because it's a little bit faster than the MagSafe portion, but it depends on if you want to carry an extra cable or not. I just carry an extra short USB-C cable, and then I'm able to hook this to my phone and charge it while I'm out and about. There's an on-off button right here, and then there's a little 5 light indicator to show you how much battery charge is left. Additionally, the other feature I like is on the back, there is this little magnetic flap that you can unpeel and stick it right here. And then this makes it into a little stand. So you could use this on an airplane if you wanted to watch movies, put your phone to the side, put it upright if you're reading or something. There's a lot of different options, and it gets a little bit more usefulness out of an emergency charger. And the 5000 milliamp hours allows me to charge my phone basically once, fully, or a couple times, in increments. So I definitely suggest you bring this out with you, and it's a great way to have an emergency charging solution with a pretty slim profile. Next up, I have this Cabletime magnetic USB-C fast charge cable. There's a lot of reasons to love this cable. It has 240 watt fast charging, so it'll charge your devices super fast as they allow as far as the 240 watts. It's a really durable braided cable. I kind of like this bright orange color because it lets you find it easily in a bag. It feels like it'll last a long time because of the braiding. It seems very durable. The ends of it are like heavy metal, so they definitely seem like they will hold up the test of time. They feel like they're very quality built cables. And then the magnetic portion makes it even cooler to me because this means that it's super packable. So when you unravel it, it kind of magnetically links to itself and retracts on its own. But then you can also change kind of how wide you want this cable to be. If you want it to be, a little bit wider of a circle, you can make that, and it'll magnetically stick to itself like that. And then if you want it to fit into a tighter spot, you can make it super small. And that's kind of the way I keep it, because then I can kind of shove it into a pocket and it doesn't really take up much space. It just depends on the size of your pocket. You could determine if you want it to be thicker like this or bigger like that. But yeah, this is a great cable. It's super durable, super useful, and it fits virtually anywhere. So I always throw this in a tech kit if I can. Really suggest the Cabletime magnetic USB cable. Then last up, I have the Anbernic RG35XXH emulation gaming console. This is a great little console, and it has a ton of functionality. You have 2 mini SD card slots on the bottom here. So technically, I'm just running off 1 right now, but the ideal situation would be 1 for the OS, and then 1 that contains all your ROMs and games and image files and stuff for the games you want to play. That gives you a lot of flexibility. There's 2 speakers on the bottom here. You have 2 nice little analog sticks that are clicky, and they also feel good in the hand. You have face buttons, a start and select button, a nice little D-pad that works great for retro games, a nice screen that has really good colors on it. You have trigger buttons, so you have external and internal shoulder buttons. You have the on-off switch, you have your headphone jack, and then you have multiple USB-C ports as well as a mini HDMI port. So if you want to hook this up to a TV, you have that option. You have a charging port for USB-C, and then you also have the option to add external controllers with these USB-C ports. Depending on what OS you run on this, you could run the stock OS, and it comes with some games, or you can get some custom OSs and reflash the SD card, and then you can add whatever games you want, whatever functionality. Some of them support Bluetooth, some of them support scraping box art and downloading ROMs and things like that. So this really leaves a lot open for you, and it's a really great, really nice console, and it's a pretty good price. I paid under $100 for this. So if you're thinking about what you can do to pass the time on an airplane or in a waiting room or on a train, this is a great little option. I like to play a lot of old JRPGs like a Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy type series, because they're good time killers when I'm on an airplane. So I highly suggest picking up this little emulation gaming console or one like it. So the Anbernic RG35XXH is a great option if you're looking for something like that. And then lastly, if you're looking for a tech pouch to hold all the items like this, I will definitely suggest the Thule Subterra 2 Powershuttle. And this is in the large size. And this is a super large but very useful tech pouch, and I've used it on a number of trips. The reason that I would use it is because if I want to bring over-the-ear headphones, this is one of the only tech pouches that will hold them. So if you open it up, you can see that there's these Velcro padding bars, and you can actually move them around depending on what items are inside. I have it set up specifically for these items, but if I wanted to move this to the top or move it, I could fit my over-the-ear headphones. It's nice felt material on the inside. It feels very durable and very protective. And then you also have these little sleeves where you can put stuff. So there's a larger sleeve that's mesh in the middle here, plus 2 smaller ones. Then you have these 4 elastic loops if you want to put cables through here or anything that you could fit. And then you also have this little back pocket if you wanted to put dongles or things that you didn't want moving around the inside of the bag. You have a little zipper enclosed portion here. So let's put all this stuff inside. So we'll start with the TC50 flashlight from TrustFire. Then I'm going to put the Anker MagGo 3-in-1 15-watt charger. I'm going to put the Anker 100-watt GaN charger. I'm going to lay the Anker MagGo 5000 milliamp hour portable charger on top of that. And then I also have the Cabletime magnetic USB-C cable. I'll just put in this little middle pocket. And then I have plenty of room to put the Anbernic RG35XXH gaming console in this little pocket here. Keep it safe. Close that up. And then you can close up this whole bag. It has nice YKK zippers with a little plastic ended zipper pull that's tied very nicely on here. It has this nice gray, blue, greenish kind of color on the outside. See the little minimal Thule logo. And then you have a nice little grab handle on the top if you wanted to pull this out of a bag easily. So it's a very simple tech pouch, but it's a very great one. These are all tech products that I use in my everyday life and I would highly recommend. So check the links below if there are products that you would be interested in. And please make sure to check out the giveaway in my last video if you want to win some great Maxpedition gear. Thanks as always for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.